I have to help them. So I decided I had to be a vet. It was my calling. But no matter how much I help them, none have lived for more than 2 months. They need me. When you're a vet, you're a vet. The way from the first cabin head to the last hatch you spade. When you're a vet, if the shit hits your shoe and you're standing around in the shit and poo-poo, you're never at home. Your family's neglected, you're left on your own. When Doberman's injected, you're unprotected. You hit that farm, you know what comes to pass as you must stick your arm up that hot bovine arm. We're a vet, you smell like I've known I've wanted to be a vet since the day I performed my first amputation. On Morgan. He had a hole in his hand and it was clear that a serious infection would occur. So decisions had to be made. It was a tough day, but I believe that the operation saved Morgan from ultimately death. And it worked. Removing Morgan's leg saved his life, and to this day, Morgan is still my faithful companion. It all started with that teddy bear. I think experience is everything when you want to be a vet, and I have had so much experience that I don't even need to go to vet school anymore. Case study number 1. My dog had what I think was a grass seed become lodged in his foot. Normally those things work themselves out, but this one quickly turned into a large pussy cyst. I decided the best thing to do would be to actually remove the paw pad it was affecting. It was fairly messy, but I got it out, so that's a success on my behalf. Case study number 2. My fish, he died of suspicious circumstances the other day. Just out of the blue, I found him floating on top of the tank. We've had these weird snail things floating around lately, so I thought maybe that had something to do with it. Of course, he needed an autopsy. After cutting him open, I spread out the organs on the ground, and there are a few things I didn't recognise, so I better wrap him up. So I wrapped him in cling wrap, put him in a large Tupperware container, into the freezer, just for a few days. Mum wasn't too happy when she thought she was pulling out the fish fingers for tonight's dinner and found a small goldfish. But clearly, she just doesn't feel the same way about helping animals as I do. My parents, they've always been really supportive of me and my career, and I didn't quite understand what Dad meant the other day when I heard him talking to Mum and he said, "Aren't you glad she didn't want to be a brain surgeon?" Okay, so fair enough. My operations haven't been a complete success, but practice makes perfect. My cat Scully is really fat. He was really fat. He just loves his food way too much, and it was clear the diet and exercise regime I had him on just wasn't working. It's really hard to keep a cat on a treadmill. Drastic measures had to be taken. recently, I've been looking at the advances of weight loss aiding surgeries online. I saw the lap band surgery or stapling of the stomach, so I thought, that sounds good. So I tried to find some pictures just to get a bit of an idea of what I have to do, and they were just of humans, because apparently no one's tried it on an animal yet. But there always has to be a first. So I got out Trusty Morgan to practice on. I looked at what I could see on the internet, and this is what I came up with. Step 1, make a large T-shaped incision. Yep, done that. Find the stomach. Yep, got that. Hang on. Step 3, staple the stomach. Not as easy as it looks. Step 4, stitching up. Easy. It was Scully's turn next. Take note, after many trials, I now know that Panadol kills cats. But with a small dose, it works perfectly as a sedative. I took the same steps I'd just done with Morgan. Step 1, make a large T-shaped incision. There was a lot more blood than I expected, and I used what I could find in Mum's sewing room to stitch up what I thought was the stomach. Let him know that you know best, 'cause after all you do know best. Try slip past his defense without granting innocence. Lay down a list of what is wrong and things you told him all along, and pray to God he hears you, and pray to God he hears you. Scully didn't wake up. Where did I go somewhere alone in the bitterness, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known how to say love. I seriously had to think about whether this is what I really wanted to be doing. You can't save them all, I guess. And things, there are a lot of problems out there, and I have a duty. I have such a trained eye for spotting problems in animals, and not everyone possesses that skill. Yes, finding out that there is something wrong with your pet, your best friend, your best mate, is a scary thought. But I am only doing it to help, and I will help. I was at my friend's house the other day, and her animals were nowhere to be seen. I thought maybe there's something wrong and we better look for them in case they're lost. Funnily enough, I found them the next door neighbour's laundry. She said she had no idea how they got there, but I think she hid them. You could spend your life thinking your dog's normal, that his ears are not too hairy, and his 3 long toes aren't scary. Or I could fix him up, cut the problem toes off. Though he'll yelp when I touch him, you'll thank me. All your pets are freaks, they really are not normal. People always stare right at them, they run away, don't want to pat them. It's for your own good, I will stop the staring. It's the least that I can do to help them. But chance of survival is always listed as very slim. I can operate anywhere. Who needs to study when you really care? Oops, I killed your pet. But if I think of giving up, I think of times I've had more luck. Wait, they always die, and I shouldn't really kill another thing. But I can't promise I will.